You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy podcast network.
I know this whole season didn't go the way we wanted it to, bro, but this team is headed in the right direction, man.
Yes, sir.
Y'all boys keep your head up, man. Keep fighting, dog. I appreciate every single one of y'all, dog. I love y'all boys, for real. Y'all all like my brothers, man. Let's break this down one more time, man. Giants on 3. 1, 2, 3. Giants!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
And we're not live. Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably their own podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football. Balls for everyone. Stay aside, my fish, and I am joined as always by Mr. Alex Middleton. Alex, how have you been? How's your Christmas? How's your Hanukkah? How's your Kwanzaa? How's your New Year been?
I celebrated Kwanzaa this year, so it was pretty good. It has been, it feels like 2 years since we've done one of these podcasts, but it's good to be back. And it's especially good after this Eagles game. We were talking about possibly doing one after the first Eagles game. Glad we didn't, because they ruined Christmas. And there was a period on Sunday where I felt like maybe we were going to score 100 on the Eagles, and I didn't feel bad about it at all. A.J. Brown went down. Don't ever wish an injury on somebody, but I didn't care that he was injured because they ruined Christmas. Jalen Hurts hurt his finger and then flipped off a bunch of kids watching. It's like a fucking terrible role model. They try to say he's
role model.
Great. Yeah, terrible role model. But I was like, you know what? Fuck him, because they ruined Christmas. They ruined Christmas. I don't care what happens to the Eagles. I hope nothing but bad things happen to the Eagles going forward.
I never wish.
And the Cowboys.
I never wish injuries on anyone.
I don't wish injuries, but I wasn't mad.
Like, if someone's career ended, I would feel bad. But
absolutely.
But seeing Jalen Hurts on the sideline with that wonky finger, I was like,
bitch.
Sucks to be you. All right, let's get the housekeeping in order. What did you get? What did you get for Christmas? Because we haven't spoke to you since 12th of December, I think was the last show.
Or 12th. Just baby stuff. I got a baby on the way.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of baby stuff.
So that baby's already ruining your Christmases, and hasn't even been born yet.
Because it's really sick. Because everybody's like, you know what, Alex likes. Because my whole life, there's a few things that I'm pretty obviously into, and it's the Giants is one of them. That's like number one. So it's like, I don't know what to get Alex. Let's just get him some Giants something. Here's a pint glass with the Giants logo on it. Here's a Giants hat. Here's a Giants shirt. And I was like, hey, this plays. I like this team. And so they were like, Alex having a child. What should we get him? Kid things that have Giants on them. And I was like, fuck yeah. So our daughter, when she gets hit, she's going to have countless Giants onesies that I got over Christmas. It's awesome. My cousin did get these knitted, little, they look like Converse All-Stars. They're just knitted though. Somebody did. And they put little NYs on them. So it's all handmade, but I was like, fuck yeah. She's going to be looking dope. So she's going to be ready for game day for sure.
Any pinstripe onesies yet?
Not yet. Not yet. We haven't got to baseball season yet, and I'm kind of mad about the Yankees right now. But we'll figure it out. But this will be Sunday was my last NFL game as not a father. My last Giants game not being a father.
Yeah, Jesus, oh my God, Sundays are going to be so different.
Dude, I just wish she could have seen us skull fuck the Eagles, man. That would have been like this. This is what we need to do. See. This is what makes us happy in this world, when we fuck this team over. And then there's that team with silver pants that we also want to fuck over. But we have not done great doing that the last 10 years. And it was just nice to win one. It just felt good to win. I know it was a meaningless game, but people kept saying meaningless. I was like, maybe to you, not to me. Fuck this team. Fuck the Eagles.
And my sister-in-law was texting me throughout the game, and she was like, this is amazing. I was literally LOLing. Out every time we just scored another touchdown. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is great. This is incredible.
And then McKinney, just the 2 interceptions. He's like, yeah, throw it again, Jalen. And they to the point where Nick Sirianni was like, you know what? Let's just look for the best interest. Nick Sirianni took his ball and went home. He took his ball and went home and was trying to say he wasn't raising the white flag. He's like, well, we kind of saw the out of town scores and, we were trying to keep guys safe. Like, fuck you. You're a pussy. Fuck you.
I mean, I can't remember what the score was in the Cowboys game at halftime, but I'm pretty sure
they were pulling
it
away.
wasn't over. Was it?
No,
I know they blew them away at the end, but I didn't know what the score was at halftime.
The first half, yeah, the Commanders were still in it.
Yeah.
And then the Cowboys blew them out. But, like,
no, it wasn't the out-of-town score. It was Nick Sirianni saw that we have no chance of winning this game. So
and we were beating the fuck out of them. We destroyed
them.
What
was it, like 24-0?
27-10. Watkins scored that garbage.
Halftime.
Oh, yeah. But Watkins scored that garbage touchdown, though, and does this. Like, the talk. Keep talking. It's like, do you not see what the score is, you fucking pussy that's about to lose 5 of your last 6 games to end the season? And the only reason you won is because, like, they don't call your center offside or false starts ever. They never call Jason Kelce for false starting when he false starts every single fucking play. But, like, that's fine. And then, like, I know we just went right into Giants, but, like, this is a game I just want to hop into. I could talk about this game for the rest of my life. It just makes me so happy. And we've had so many negative things this season. Like, let's just shit on the Eagles because fuck the Eagles. Fraudadelphia Eagles. Fucking Bobby Okereke just doing what Carl Banks had said. He was like, the tush push. Carl Banks was talking about that many weeks ago. Was like, if you were up to me, like if you wanted to stop the tush push, you just hit the quarterback in the head several times. You hit him, you're gonna have to take the penalty. You're going to hit him in the head a couple times because he's unprotected. They know he's unprotected. And when somebody takes that shot, he's going to stop doing it. And fucking Okereke was like, all right, cool. Let's watch this. Helmet to helmet. Do it again, bitch. Do it again. You want to play in the playoffs next week? Do it again. Let's see if you can play concussed. Let's see if you can play concussed and with one fucking finger.
What was more impressive, that video of that guy leaping over the table to get to the judge, or him leaping over the entire Eagles and just jumping on?
Okay, for sure.
That was hilarious.
The other guy was a criminal. The other guy was a criminal, and the Philadelphia Eagles are criminal frauds. So, like, really, like, they were basically just as bad as the guy that jumped over at the judge. But, like, Okereke is a fucking stud. Him and Xavier McKinney being 2 of the only players in the entire league to play every single defensive snap for their team. Wild.
Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say something controversial, but brave. Do you know what? Because they threw a flag because he jumped a little bit early. Shall we say?
So worth it.
But do you know what? I think there should be some leeway in the NFL. In that, I think they should have picked up the flag and be like, there was no foul on the play because that was fucking awesome. Did you see that guy? Sick. That was fucking sick.
But it was exactly what Carl Banks had said, though. Like, he lights into him, jumps over the line, hits him, and then looks at him. And I don't know what he said, but I would like to think he was like, do it again. Try it again.
I'm pretty sure it was something along those lines.
They didn't try it anymore because they got fucking hit. And if you think about the playoffs coming up, like, somebody's got to think about it. I know it's the playoffs and it's very unlikely that you're gonna sacrifice like a 3rd and 1 or a 4th and 1 on that. But, like, fuck you, Jalen Hurts. Make them second guess it. And that's a lot of, like, football's a mental game. And the Giants had nothing to lose in that. And being like, all right, you want your quarterback dead? Because we'll kill him. We'll fucking kill him. We don't have anything to lose right now. And a lot of the guys were free agents going into the offseason. Xavier McKinney, fucking hell of some tape to put out there. Shepard, I think he might be done. But
it's a lot of players gone this year. It's a scary bit. I mean, it's scary because I think maybe it's a good thing. I'm not going to break down every single player that's out of contract, but maybe it's not the worst thing that we start clearing house and start building the Joe Shane, Brian Daboll Giants.
I agree.
However, I think I was overhearing something on the radio. I think there's something crazy like 31 players that are like free agents at the end of this year, something stupid like that. It's a huge number of players.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are depth
which isn't
guys,
ideal.
But I think a lot of teams have that as well, and you'll be able to sign people, and you'll have the money that's available. I'm looking at it right now, just a notable. I mean, obviously, you got Saquon possibly being available if he's not franchised or re-signed. Isaiah Simmons was a 1-year deal. Ashawn Robinson, Paris Campbell, Xavier McKinney, Jihad Ward, he's gone. Fuck him, he's out. And then Adoree Jackson's really the big one, and then Tyrod. If you want Tyrod back, I don't know if we want Tyrod back. I don't know if we're drafting a quarterback. I don't know what we're doing. Again, just to talk about how much we fucked up the Eagles. Like, Tyrod Taylor went out of that game like 3 times. Tommy DeVito came into that game like 3 times, and then Tommy DeVito came in and I'm pretty sure got hurt and then had to leave So we had to put Tyrod in with a banged up thumb. He wasn't a fucking pussy like Jalen Hurts was. He was like, whatever, that's fine. I can go back out there. But like Tommy DeVito was in, like we had 6 different like changes at quarterback between the two of them, I felt like. And it was still like, doesn't matter. We'll still score.
And I love the position that we were in that game when Tyrod threw the interception. It was just kind of like, that was worth a try. Like it was like, whatever, we're
I
fucking
wasn't even
crushing these
mad.
people. Whatever, fuck it.
I was like, fuck y'all. It's nice
okay,
to have that where like you're not mad about an interception. You're like, I don't know. I'm looking at the score right now. It looks pretty good.
Okay, but real quick, I don't want to go bounce all over the place. Real quick, let's talk about the quarterback situation. Since kind of, I guess we are talking about, the Giants season as a whole, right? My theory on this is because I'm thinking, but okay. So Tyrod Taylor came out and said he thinks he can be a starter for an NFL team. So will he want to come back as a backup again? Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm thinking if Daniel Jones isn't ready enough, that doesn't make, but ready for game 1 or 2 next season, depending on how the schedule works out. Because I know who we're playing next year, but I don't think the order of schedule has come out yet.
Right. No, the actual schedule.
So we don't know who we got, but it wouldn't shock me depending on.
We probably play Dallas week 1.
Yeah,
we always play Dallas week 1.
But it's all contingent on who we get in as well with like the defensive line, how we build up, blah 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 blah. But I wouldn't be against, rather than using our pick for a quarterback in the first round, getting some stud weapons or offensive line, and maybe see if we can pick up someone interesting from free agency, maybe just to kind of plug a gap for a season. I wouldn't be against that because realistically, I think now we're picking from 6. And people were upset. Oh, we should be tanking.
Shut the fuck up. We beat the Eagles. Shut the fuck up. We beat the Eagles.
And we went from 5 to 6. I'll take 1 place to beat the Eagles. That's incredible. Fuck yeah.
Who fucking cares?
But realistically, to get a really good potential quarterback, we're going to have to trade up and lose other picks or other things. I don't know. What do you think? I don't think it's worth it at this point. Like, if there's a great quarterback available at 6, maybe. But I don't see the point of taking a quarterback just for the sake of taking a quarterback when Daniel Jones, if healthy, which is a big if now, and we have a decent, if we can keep Tyrod as a backup for 1 more year, maybe. I don't, or we get a good one in free agency. I don't know. What do you think? I don't think it's. I'm not sold on getting a quarterback in the first round.
I have always been of the mindset, fuck a draft pick. I want to win, and I think you're a fucking loser if all you care. Like, I understand if we were playing for the number 1 overall pick, and it was like, why win this game? Like just fold and lose the game and get the number 1 overall pick. I understand that, but then look at what the Texans did last year. They were gonna have that number 1 overall pick. Davis Mills goes off. He beats the Colts in the last week of the season. They get the 2nd overall pick. They get C.J. Stroud instead of Bryce Young. They trade up. They get Will Anderson. If you want your guy, trade up to get your guy. You'll give up what you got to give up to get your guy. There's times where you miss, but if you feel that confident that like you can give up a 2nd and a 3rd and next year's 1st to get the guy that you think is going to change your franchise, put your balls on the table and fucking make the move. Do that. Do what DeMeco Ryans did. He wanted the quarterback and the defensive lineman. He got them both. If you want a quarterback and you're Joe Schoen, you're going to make the move. It doesn't matter if you're at 6 or 5 or 8 or 10 or 12. You're going to make the move. It's just going to cost you more the further back you are. But I don't think quarterback is like the number 1 thing. I understand that that's a lot of Giants Twitter is just like, we gotta get a quarterback, gotta get a quarterback. I mean, like, Caleb Williams is 1, Drake May is 2, right? Like, I would imagine that, I don't know what the Bears do, but the Bears are probably going to trade that pick if they don't take Caleb Williams. So they're going to, like, are they going to trade it to us? Or are we going to get Caleb Williams? I have no idea. I don't know what we would give up for Caleb Williams. Several 1st-round picks, probably. But the Commanders are going to take a quarterback, I think, no matter what, going after that. I would imagine that the Patriots would also take a quarterback at 3, whoever's left. So that's 3 quarterbacks right off the board starting the draft. Jaden Daniels, maybe, if you at that. So then you're at Michael Penix. I don't know. Did you watch Michael Penix last night? I don't want one. He's a left-handed quarterback. Left-handed quarterbacks. Name every left-handed quarterback in the NFL right now.
Wait, I'm not super familiar with college ball. Was he the guy who played on the losing team or the winning team?
Michael Penix was the quarterback for Washington. Left-handed though. Tua Tagovailoa is the only starting quarterback in the NFL that's left-handed. Like,
I mean,
it fucks up your whole thing. You have to have a left tackle that's your right tackle. Your right tackle is really your left tackle. Do you want Evan Neal to really be your main tackle? No. No, I don't.
I'm basing this off of one game, but yeah, if you're talking about the losing quarterback, yeah, I didn't see much in him where I'm like, ooh, I want the next guy.
He's already injury prone. We have an injury prone quarterback. If you're
Well,
talking
and that's
about
the
Daniel
thing.
Jones being injury
So
prone,
because
Tyrod Taylor's also injury prone. But like, what
because
are we
of the
doing?
because of the shitstorm of that quarterback situation with with Daniel Jones going down and Tyra came in and he got injured and then we had the Tommy DeVito 3-4 game wonder whatever it was. We obviously have that seems to be like the one thing everyone needs. Oh, we need to fix the quarterback situation because of the shit show we had this year. But let's still not forget that we have offensive linemen. We still need shoring up. We've got a couple of good ones, but we still need that shoring up. We still need blah 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 blah. Lots of people there. So I fear that, let's just say, right, wait, let's just trade up and blah, blah, get rid of some of our second round picks and maybe a future first round pick, whatever, so we can trade up and get a potential franchise quarterback. But if we haven't got the weapon, not the weapons, but the protection for him, do we want to have another situation where we have a season where we have a rookie quarterback just getting sacked 6-7 times a game and then injuring his neck? Like, I think it's just bound to repeat ourselves. So this is why I don't think if we can get someone in free agency, I would rather use the picks we have to fucking bulk. Because yes, you can't win. I don't think you can win championships with an okay quarterback, but you can win a lot of games with an okay quarterback if you have weapons and protection. If you have an okay quarterback
we won 3 out of our 5 games, or we won 5 of our 6 games without Daniel Jones, and we won 3 of those 5 games with Tommy fucking DeVito, a third string quarterback.
And there was like what 2 or 3 games that were like came down right to the wire, or some bullshit happened. We could have easily won. I mean, you can't live on ifs and ands and buts, but we could have easily gone 9 wins this year, even with the shit that we had.
Yeah, I mean, we could I've run through that scenario in my head a bunch of times.
Because then every other team could do the same thing. So it's like, what's the point?
So like just notable quarterbacks that are free agents. It's not a great market. Kirk Cousins will cost you. Ryan Tannehill, Jacoby Brissett, Tyrod, Marcus Mariota, Sam Darnold, Jameis Winston, Drew Lock, Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew, Teddy Bridgewater, Tyler Huntley, Joe Flacco, Josh Dobbs, Easton Stick, Nate Sudfeld, Blaine Gabbert. So like that's what we're picking with. If you can get Tyrod back, I think you go Tyrod to start the season and just see what happens with that. I mean, Gardner Minshew, I wouldn't hate as a backup for the Giants. I would love him as the Giants backup. He'd be awesome.
The thing you could argue, I think you could get the carrot on the stick in front of Tyrod Taylor. Because if he wants to be a starter in the NFL, I think now's because let's just assume
he can't stay healthy when he's a backup. He can't stay healthy as a starter.
No,
you're gonna invest a franchise in him being the starting quarterback when like how many times did he leave games as a backup?
But let's just assume we're negotiating with Tyrod Taylor. And Tyrod Taylor's he's gonna be very up on himself. He's gonna be very proud of himself and he thinks he's gonna be great, right? So let's just say you want to keep him. Let's just say Daniel Jones isn't ready for game 1 or game 2. If Tyrod Taylor comes in, starts for the Giants for 2 or 3 games and fucks around and wins those 3 games, yes, of course, we're paying Daniel Jones a lot of money, but we have that option to, even though it's still going to cost us money down the line, but we have the option to get rid of him at the end of next season. If Tyrod Taylor is fucking balling and winning games, are they going to bring Daniel Jones back in once he's healthy? Or are they going to be like, well, you can sit back and we're going to get rid of you at the end of the season anyway?
Quick question. Tyrod Taylor will be injured at some point, no matter what. I like Tyrod Taylor, and believe me, he was electric when he was out there. And you're like, all right, like for the first time ever, it felt awesome having a backup quarterback. You're like, okay, cool. Like Tyrod is gonna be serviceable at least, and then he's got 6-7 plays before he's hurt, probably. But Tyrod Taylor, I watched him in Houston when he was the Texans quarterback. I watched him in Buffalo when he was the Bills quarterback. He just gets banged up, man. And if you can't stay healthy as a backup, you're definitely not staying healthy as a starter, and especially as you get older. I like Tyrod. I would love to have him back. I just don't see a team that's not like actively tanking being like Tyrod Taylor is our guy leading us forward.
And he's just one of those guys that whenever he's doing like the post-game press conferences just the way he sounds. It's like, oh, I wish you were so much better. Like, I wish you could be our guy because he seems like
He's a
a
cool
guy you could be
dude.
like, that's my quarterback.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
like
mean?
Tyrod.
Do you know what I was thinking when you were talking about like, the people that are free agents in terms of quarterbacks? I'm not saying we should get him. I'm not saying we should, but how funny would it be if we got Sam Darnold and we just turn him into a killer? Like the guy that failed at the Jets comes into the
Yeah.
Giants, and that would be funny. I
I
don't think
remember
it's gonna happen,
Eli's. I think he came out the year before Daniel Jones, and like that was like at like Eli's last couple of years. And they're like, draft Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen. Those guys are gonna be the future of this league. And it's like, where's Josh Rosen? I don't know. I don't think he's in the league anymore. Sam Darnold. Yeah, it didn't work out with the Jets, but like as a backup, if we lose Tyrod and we get Sam Darnold as our backup, like I don't hate Sam Darnold as a backup. I don't hate Sam Darnold in spot duty until Daniel Jones comes back.
you got to think. I mean, all right, we'll get into this in a minute because I have theories, right, where people can say, "Oh, look, this year was a bad year for the Giants," but I wouldn't. I would be interested to see what Dable can do with any quarterback. I think he can. He's one of those guys that can enhance any quarterback. So if he's come being the quarterback backup, maybe you convinced me in my point where I said I wasn't going to do it. Right, this is where I'm going to do my thing. Right, real quick. I'm not going to take too much time doing this, but I'm going to try to convince people that this last season wasn't as bad as it looked. Right, because if you remember, right in 2022 when we made the playoffs and beat the Vikings in the wild card game, and we don't talk about what happened after that. Right, we went 9-7-1. Right, 9-7-1, and then I'm pretty sure we said this on this show that because of, we're now all bought in on Brian Dable and Joe Shane's The Project, so we can see this is moving forward slowly. So we had a harder schedule this year. So I think, hey, a good season would be, let's just replicate what we did the year before. It's going to be harder to do it because of the schedule. But if we can go 9 wins again and maybe fuck around and make the playoffs again, that's a good season. We're taking that, right?
Right.
The fact that we was only like, if you said at that time someone came back, Mike McFly came back with the Sports Almanac, or that was Biff, but whatever, doesn't matter, and said, well, actually, you're going to be, Daniel Jones is going to get injured, like really badly, and then Tyrod Taylor is going to come in, and then he's going to get injured, and then you're going to rely on your third string quarterback for like 5 games, and you're only going to win 3 less games. It's not actually on paper.
And then if he spends it that way, yeah.
It's not that bad of a season. And the fact that we was like, this blew my, I actually looked this up because, you never believe anything you see on the internet. I actually looked this up. We led the NFL for forced turnovers. That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
So, yes, it wasn't a great season, but I don't think it's a, oh my God, we suck again kind of thing. It was,
and we're not fired a coach 2 years after they got hired. And I think that like this is the first time since Tom Coughlin that a coach has made it to year 3 in their contract, really. And like that's pretty sad when you think about that. I think that Dable has a lot to prove now. I think whenever you fire a coordinator, that puts a lot more heat on you, even after the season.
Fucking fired all of them pretty much, except for Kafka.
Well, besides Kafka. Do we want to get into the Wink discussion?
Well, we can do, because if you want,
yeah,
because I was feeling stupid. I actually I got some exclusive audio. There's some exclusive audio from the moment that Wink and Dable had a conversation. Do you want to hear it?
Okay, let's hear it.
You are a liar. You're a cheat. You're a scam. You are a no good son of a bitch.
Shit.
Wow.
I'm already fired. I'm already fired.
Yeah. So it didn't go down very well.
Yeah.
Apparently. That's what happens, I guess, when you fire your friends, and then that happens.
That's what I said. Don't hire your friends. Just makes it more difficult. And then he fired his 2 line coaches, and he didn't like that. And yeah, I think he wanted out, but Dable was like, no, we're not gonna let you go to Philadelphia. You're gonna have to resign. Because I think he could have gone to Philadelphia, and that would have been sad. I would have really hated that. So he's still got a year on his contract now.
because now it's basically if he wants to get another job, we have to okay it, or he has to sit out for a year,
or they have to like compensate us for him, so we might get like an extra draft pick or something like that.
Wouldn't be bad. But yeah, looking like I said, I brought up the stat about we led most forced turnovers in the season this year. So yeah, and you could definitely argue a lot of the positives in the season was from the defense. So it's gonna be a big hit.
Yeah,
I think a big hit. But where do you?
When you look at where the defensive ranks were, like the defense, we lost that game against the Jets because of the defense. I understand that our offense left the defense on the field a lot, and like at one point, Wink was even like, "We got to score enough to outscore them with our defense if we have to." I understand that, but like Wink's defense was hit and miss a lot of times. I love it when it's on. When it's good, it's so good. I love the fucking just drawing up blitzes. I absolutely love that. But I think that like a lot of the like positionless defense works at times, but like John Harbaugh got rid of Wink Martindale. The Ravens got better after he got rid of Wink Martindale. Maybe we can do that. I don't know. I liked Wink. I thought Wink was cool. And I thought especially after yesterday that there had to be some other shit. But I mean, we don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. And I mean, obviously now we do. We have that exclusive audio we just played. But it seems like there was a lot more going on behind that. And like he got mad that Dable was like, "Hey, we're gonna fire your linebacker coach and we're going to fire your other coach too." And like, those were his boys. And it's like, that's cool. But like, you're not the head coach. So the head coach gets to kind of call that. And if your boys are shitting the bed when it comes to like coverage and stuff like that, like if we're giving up points and on those positions and those are their linebacker coaches and shit like that, like he's allowed to fire those guys. And if you're going to be pissed about it, like that's like, you're a coordinator. I understand that you're a very good coordinator at times. But like, I'm Team Dable. I'm Team Shane.
Oh yeah, like I said,
we've dug our foot into this one. All right, I'm not backing out. I don't know if it's good or bad, but like, I'm dying with these guys. All right, I'm riding or dying with these guys.
Like you said, what we don't want to get in a situation. I don't want to bring them into it too much, but you know, you look at like the Jets. Realistically, a lot of those people need to get fired. Not that I care about them doing well, but whatever. But they're keeping their jobs because Aaron Rodgers wants them to keep their job. Like, you don't want, like, yes, I would rather have Wink stay, but at the same time, you don't want to have to keep other underperforming coaches just so you can keep one happy. So it's like, I'm upset. I'm not saying I'm upset, but yeah, it sucks that he's gone, but it is what it is, I think.
If you're not with us, you're against us. And if Wink is not with us, resigning, you're not with us, he's against us now. I like Wink. I wish him the best unless he goes to the Eagles or the Cowboys and then he can fuck off. But he's not with us anymore. You're with us or you're against us. He's against us. Team Dable, Team Shane, they're still with us.
I'm not going to say too much about Wink because he does look like the kind of guy that can kill you for paper.
I don't want him to fucking come after me. Like, I love Wink. I thought he's a cool dude on the sidelines. Last year was fun, but like, just there's obviously other shit going into it that like it just didn't add up. And if they're going to be combative the whole time with one another, then you might as well end this relationship before it gets like it fucks up a second season.
It was just weird. It was very, the signs were there, I guess, because we all found it funny when he was holding up the play card with 24 Jack Bauer on it.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that was
24 hours left.
But at the same time, like this is not saying it's at the end of the day, it's a game. It's not that serious, right? But
it's kind of emo. It's like emo.
But yeah,
like, week
do you want that kind of guy who's like putting out his, you know, I'm gonna. Can you print off Jack Bauer 24 because I want to leave a message? Like, what? Come on, dude. You're like 68 years old. Grow up. The fuck. It was weird. And then looking back on it, like, why would you?
Yeah,
do that?
it was like when do you remember in MySpace when like you'd be like, oh man, my girlfriend's being mean to me, and you'd be like Blink-182 story of like she makes me feel like it's raining outside. You just quote that and you post it, and then you're like, see, people get that I'm like angsty right now. Like that's what he was posting emo lyrics. He was posting My Chem lyrics on his binder, and like basically that was just what he wanted everybody to see.
24 hours before like Wink removed Brian Dable from his top 6 friends.
Yeah, he
Why
took
did
it
you
out
do
of his
that?
top
Why did
8.
you do that, bro?
The Giants were always my number one. The top 8, by the way. But yeah, maybe that's a segment I'll bring back. We haven't done the emo of the week segment, but I need to make Wink Martindale the emo of the week, first one of the year. It was kind of emo. It was funny at first because he's just like a guy with a gun. You put a gun on a play sheet, like I assume that's some fucking cool shit. And he was dialing up fucking plays. It just sucks that like he's going after such a fucking dominant performance and just skull fucking the Eagles. Absolutely skull fucking the defending NFC champion.
But you do know after he spoke to Dave, or he got in his car and cranked up Taking Back Sunday or something like that.
Yeah.
Bless him. What else would I have? Yeah, the special teams, defensive line cover, blah blah blah. They're all gone. Fuck them. Whatever.
As they should have been. I don't want to talk about another man's job, but our fucking offensive line play was atrocious. There's no way to defend it. Good riddance. Special teams atrocious. Good riddance. Shout out Gunnar Olszewski. I hope we keep him.
We had one entire 17-game season. We had one good special teams moment with the touchdown return.
And we missed the field goal. And we missed the extra point on it. So that Rams game summed up the Giants season. Even when we can get there, we still fuck it up. But you know what? Like, whatever, man. Whatever. Mason Crosby, not our guy. We went through 4 kickers. We had Graham Gano, we had Randy Bullock, we had what's his face, and then we had Mason Crosby.
Randy Bullock was my favorite because he just looked like
that Randy.
They just went, fuck, we need a kicker, and they just went outside, grabbed someone who was tailgating. It's like, go
look him up. Look up Randy Bullock when he was at A&M. He was the best kicker in the country, and just like, oh man, he was loving college. He was thick. Like, he's slimmed down a little bit as he's gotten older, but like college Randy was chugging beers, you could tell. Like, you know, he had the gut. And then he still rocked with it, but he's been on the Texans. I'm very familiar with Randy Bullock, and then he wasn't that bad with us.
He definitely looks like the kind of guy.
He did get hurt at the game I was at.
That he didn't choose kicking. Kicking chose him because he was like gassed out after running 3 yards. So he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna kick. I'm just gonna kick the ball.
Yeah, he like wanted to play football. He loved hanging with the boys, but he was like, you know what? I'm gonna be more of a special teams guy and kick this fucking ball. But yeah, Randy Bullock.
They put him on punt return. He was always taking a knee every time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, I'm fucking I'm running.
We had Gillen, so that's 5 kickers if you want to include Gillen, because he was 1 for 1.
I know. I'm assuming you're not familiar with Drew McIntyre, the WWE wrestler.
No, I'm not.
But he just reminds me. Jamie Gillen reminds me of him, like this big Scottish warrior. He's like, oh, he is Scottish, right? He's Scottish.
Yeah, the Scottish Hammer.
Yeah, it sounds like he's talking about his penis.
The Scottish Hammer.
Then we smush your haggis and things like that.
Yep.
But yeah. So what's the timeline here? Because obviously, you got the draft coming up, blah blah blah, man. Because the free agency's first, right? The free agency's before draft. So okay. So yeah, we'll be interested.
What's our schedule going to be like going forward? I mean, I feel like we've been pretty sporadic, kind of. This season.
I know it. Well, technically, we have been, but it's kind of like organized chaos. Because I was looking back to see when our last episode was, and I think it was like 4 weeks ago. And then the episode before that was 4 weeks before that.
So once a month, we'll check in.
So it's just once a month.
And man, it's so much fun. It's so much. I mean, Mike and I talk like outside of the pod, so like I don't know. Really, like we've just been bummed a lot of this season. This season's just not been fun to talk about, and some of the times, like we've also had a lot of stuff going on too, and our schedules just haven't mixed up. But I don't know. With West Ham, I feel like I'm feeling positive about them. Are we gonna talk a little West Ham before we get out of here?
Yes, we have to, really. Yeah, because what we got Black Bristol coming up. Oh, that was
didn't watch a second of it. It was Giants' final game of the season. I forgot we even had a game. It wasn't I don't know why when it's not a league game, I just don't give a shit. Besides European stuff, like the cup games, I'm just like, I don't care. I know it's a big deal.
Was it even on
the semifinals? I don't care. I think it's like ESPN Plus, maybe.
I don't know. ESPN Plus has the FA Cup games, but sometimes they just decide, we're not showing that game.
Earlier this year when we played whoever we played.
So
Rotherham or whoever.
So yeah, I don't even know if I
Rotherham.
missed it or not, but whatever. Because it was one of those games of like, am I gonna bother getting up early to watch this game? Because it's against Bristol City, so either one of three things, I guess, is going to happen. One, we're just going to
Like,
destroy them, and then, hey, I'll watch the replay. That'd be fun to watch. Or we're going to lose, and I'm going to be pissed off, so I don't want to. I'm glad we didn't watch that. Or we draw, which I'm still glad we didn't watch it, because then Paqueta gets injured again. Bowen gets injured. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I
Oh,
do
boy.
I do appreciate soccer just doing like the FA Cup where they're like, no, you couldn't figure it out. Fuck you. Play it again. Just play it again. Like I love the like, no. But it's not like it's not a penalty kicks. This isn't an extra time situation. Just run it back.
Well,
This is on you.
the thing about that is, even though it's kind of annoying, because can we just finish this now? I get it because I think it comes back from because the third round is first round where like the Premier League teams come in, and so you potentially get some team from buttfuck nowhere in the 12th division potentially getting up.
You get Wrexham last year.
And so they get, because in the FA Cup, all gate money is split 50-50 between teams. So you potentially, if a smaller team gets drawn at home against a big team, in a weird way, it's better for them to draw because then they get the replay at the big stadium and they suddenly get a shit ton of money from that one game. So I think that's why they keep doing replays, which I get it. So
the Carabao is just penalties, right?
Carabao Cup, I think, is straight. Yeah, 90 minutes straight into penalties, I believe, because no one gives a fuck about the Carabao Cup. Like,
yeah.
what the fuck is this? It's just shitty Red Bull. It's not even Monster. Monster Energy is better than Carabao. Have you ever drunk a Carabao? Have you ever seen? Have you ever
I
been
didn't
in
know
the
what
store
it
and
was
seen a Carabao?
for years. No idea what it was.
It's basically a buffalo that's in the Philippines. It's very specific.
I don't want to say like fuck the FA Cup because I get that it's like the most like traditional one that they have, but like let's fucking fuck up Europa League, dude. Like you want like would you rather win the FA or Europa?
In the Champions League, baby.
Would we win all of them actually? Let's just win the league, win the FA Cup and Europa.
But the FA, I don't know what. I guess maybe the big change was because there's way more money in Europe now. But I remember growing up when I was a young wee nipper, when I was a young lad, FA Cup Day was like one of the biggest days of the year, and like
Because everything was more local,
right? And it was almost like
just so locally focused.
It wasn't as much as hoopla as the Super Bowl. I'm not going to try it, but it was almost like that whole day. It's like, oh my god, your day revolved around the FA Cup. Even if your team wasn't in it, you get to watch the build up to it, and it's I'm so excited. And then even if you go back a little bit further, some of the times the teams would like release songs, like the FA. We made the FA Cup final, so they would like record a song. And it'd be so bizarre. Like if you go back to look at some of the 80s and 70s, I think there is. I might have to try and look it up. I'll send it to you. West Ham definitely released a single after making the FA Cup final. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. But yeah, it was such a big thing.
Like, was it the players or was it just the fans or a band?
The players. The players would sing.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. So yeah, it used to be a huge thing, but now I couldn't even tell you when. I think is it the FA Cup final? Was it the week after or 2 weeks after the last game of the season? I don't fucking know anymore. But yeah, it doesn't really matter anymore. But I think, not to get too far off topic here, but I think FA Cup, if you win the FA Cup, you should get into Champions League. Because at least you won something. You're a champion of something. And that would make it a bit more exciting. But
don't you go into something?
I think you go into the either Europa League last qualifying or the Conference League or something. No, I think Carabao Cup you go into the qualifiers for the Conference League, and then the FA Cup I think you get into the Europa League. But typically the top 6 win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, so that's why it goes down to 7th. But hey, we're gonna if we can fuck around and find, we're 6th right now. Not too many points off of the top 4.
Not at all. Not at all. My big thing about us right now is just injuries because Paqueta's out, Bowen's out, we got Kudos out. What's our plan going forward?
I did so, and then Antonio's still out because he got injured whilst he was injured, which is fucking such Antonio thing to do.
He got injured from being injured.
Which normally I wouldn't give a shit about. And no offense, he's been a great guy for the club.
Great hammer.
But when you had Paquetá, Bowen, Kudos, James Ward-Prowse, I'm not that worried that we're missing Antonio. But now I'm kind of like, I wish we had Antonio. So he's out. But Kudos is at the so best case scenario, which isn't going to happen because the African Cup of Nations is one of those bullshit tournaments where they have a group of 4
middle of the year,
and basically 3 teams can qualify to the next round. So what's even the point of doing the group stages? So they're probably going to make it out of the group stage. But best case scenario, if they get knocked out in the group stage, Kudos will only miss the Bristol City replay and the Sheffield United game, which
yeah,
I
like that. I just assume he's injured, but it's like no, he's injured. He's internationally injured.
Yeah,
and that just means we can't. But like they shouldn't. Like why does everybody else take the break? But then they're like no. We're playing a whole tournament.
Well, to be fair,
it's like why the World Cup was in Qatar in the fucking winter last year.
Yeah, and this
too hot.
But this is also, I guess, but because African Cup of Nations is in Southern Hemisphere, so this is technically their summer. So it's like, it's fine.
Also, the Premier League. Where are you getting paid, bud?
Yeah, but then what's really weird is that the Asian Cup is happening right now. Well, that's in the winter because they're Northern Hemisphere, right? So that doesn't make sense, but whatever. But yeah, worst case scenario, if Ghana make it to the final of the African Cup of Nations, he's going to miss a bunch of games, including Manchester United and Arsenal.
Yeah.
Which isn't ideal. He should have just faked an injury and just stayed with us.
And then just magically healed.
Yeah.
Here's a question I wrote down. Halfway hammer of the year right now. Who do you give it to? Because it's obviously between Ward-Prowse and Bowen. Hammer of the year at the end of the year. Who's getting it right now? You have to give it to one. I mean, JWP, greatest signing in the Premier League that was not just like a Arab money signing that we just paid $1 bajillion. But like, it's got to be Jared Bowen right now, right?
So wait, so your halfway hammer
of the year
was Bowen or James Ward-Prowse?
It's got to be between those two, right?
I'm because of
they're leading the team in assists and goals.
Yeah, no, I'm not. But I'm saying that I don't see how you can't throw
played in every game,
Kudos in there because the goals he's scored and the fucking style of those goals.
Just not played in as many games. He's only played in 6 Premier League games, and I think I understand. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He took a while to get into the Moisey system, I guess. So yeah, all right.
But it's got to be between those two, I would imagine. Maybe Kudos, he could be hammer of the year. Halfway hammer of the year, though, I think we got to narrow it down to those two guys.
I would probably say James Ward-Prowse edges it a little bit.
You give JWP? Okay. I'd go Bowen, just because like 11 goals. And what was the record he set? With 7 consecutive away games, he scored a goal, which had not been done. Or 6,
it was 6 or 7.
It
was 6 or 7.
But it was like he was the first guy to do that in forever. And that was sick. And just Bowen's on fire, and he's shagging
and
Danny
he's
Dyer.
Making love to Danny Dyer.
Just my favorite West Ham chant. And like, I could not love Jared Bowen anymore after last year.
Did you see?
They're gonna name a stand after him, right? Like, does he get a stand?
Because there's one left, I think. There's one left that isn't named after. It's Trevor Moore, Trevor Brookin, and Billy Bonds. So there's one stand left that can't be named. Could be the Jared Bowen stand.
It's not the Declan Rice stand. He didn't stay. No. He didn't stay long enough.
He ruined it. You'd argue as of right now, if they had to name it after someone else,
it would be Declan Rice.
No, it'd be the Mark Noble stand. Mark Noble stand.
Oh fuck yeah, you're right. I don't even know. What was I thinking? I hate so much that Mark Noble retired 1 year too early. Or was he the reason that we didn't win? Was he always just like? Was he just like the Dan Marino of the team, where he's like he's gonna be like able to put up the stats and stuff. He's just never gonna win it. Like,
just because you call him the Dan Marino West Ham, I kind of want to see a British remake of Ace Ventura with Mark Noble.
You're a weird guy, Ace. You're a weird guy.
Hey, Ace, you got any more gum? Wait a
Anna
minute.
Waddingham could
That
be
that broad's
Lois
got
Einhorn.
a willy.
That's the worst case of hemorrhoids I've ever seen. A British Ace Ventura would be funny.
The sliding door scene would be, ahoy!
Oi! Oh, I can hear it.
Where were we? But yeah, I think it's for once in a while, which is really exciting. I think the Hammer of the Year award has been very. Yeah, of course it's going to be this guy. Whereas this year, I think it could be like
We're dominant. We're studs,
it could
dude.
be because again,
we're not
if he
just
can
playing
stay.
through Declan Rice. We're not just playing through one guy.
But you know what? I did see it might be a conspiracy theory. So, but I normally hate conspiracy theory, but this one I might
love it.
get on board with. How Paquetá has got injured right now, and suddenly when the January transfer window closes, he might be healed again. Maybe he doesn't want to go to play with Pep Guardiola anymore.
I thought they were done with him. I thought they don't like him anymore. I thought he was damaged goods.
Whatever. So yeah,
Let us keep our Brazilian. He's ours. He's ours.
It's not ideal that all these players are injured right now, but if it's gonna happen, it could be the worst. It could be a worse time because we're playing Bristol City, whatever. If we win, we win. I'm not going or whatever.
Like
Sheffield United.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to think we have enough to beat Sheffield United, even if without those players. And then Man United, we can fuck around and beat Man United because they're shit. And then hopefully everyone's back for Arsenal because I don't want Arsenal to beat us.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but we don't lose to Arsenal anymore.
I mean, we have already beaten them twice.
Declan Rice is 0-2 against Arsenal. I mean, against West Ham as an Arsenal guy. So
embarrassing. And still, he got that community shield. Bless him.
Did I tell you the story when I was at my brother's wedding? I don't know if we did a podcast the week after, but we were at my brother's wedding, and it was the day that we played him. Was it the FA or Carabao we played him?
The Carabao Cup.
It was the day that we were playing them there, and so I had my West Ham shirt, but I wasn't wearing it. We were at the pool, and there was this dude just prancing around in his fucking Arsenal kit around the pool the whole time. I was like, Arsenal, yeah, Gunners, huh? And dapped him up, and I was like, they got a game today. He was like, yeah. And then I saw that we beat him, and I was like, Gunners won today, huh? I was like, Gunners, huh? And I was progressively getting more drunk. I was like, Gunners, go Gunners, huh? He's like, they lost, and I think at the end of the day, he got I was just trolling. It was like, But Declan Rice though, right? Worth it.
£105 million, huh? That's worth it, huh? No backsies. That'd be fun. Oh, good.
Always repping, even in Mexico. That was for Alvarez.
It was in Cancun, right?
Yeah, or Playa Merhez. I don't understand. I mean, I think Cancun is like the state, and Playa Merhez or one. I don't know.
It's to say
Playa Merhez is the state. Cancun is the city. Whatever. It was in Mexico. Cancunish.
You were spending pesos, or was you spending dollars?
It was all inclusive, so I was handing dollars out as tips.
I haven't been to all inclusive Mexico for years. Such fun.
It's pretty sick. Just you can't justify not drinking. And then Emma was pregnant, so I was like, well, I mean, since you can't drink, I have to drink for you. We gotta get our money's worth.
Exactly, you have to get your money's worth.
Yeah, money's worth. I'm drinking for two.
I went to a birthday and it was like $45 for a ticket, I guess, for this birthday party, but it was like open bar.
Not bad. And
so as soon as I got there, I was went straight to the bar menu. I was like, okay, let me calculate this. Okay, so this is this much regularly for a beer. Okay, so I need to drink at least 6, if not, to get my money's worth, to get profit. So
I love you for that, Mike. That's exactly how I am. Exactly how I am. I'm winning this game. I'm winning this game.
But even when we go to, I think we went to, where did we go? Aruba, all inclusive and stuff like that. I work out how much I spent for this flights and hotel and shit like that. But then I work it out on, admittedly, I work it out on like New York prices, but still, it's like, okay, so before I leave, I need to have consumed at least this much alcohol. Then all I've done is pay for alcohol. And I've had a free flight and free hotel, which is amazing. You gotta work this shit out, man.
Yeah, no, that's really smart. And it's like, I am not good at math at all, but like I can tell you stats. We can come up with the LMNO stats. We can make up those, and then I can calculate how many drinks per dollar that I am spending. So like that is the only math that I've ever learned really that is stuck in my entire life. Taxes, not my problem. Not my problem. Although don't forget, it is an Olympic year, so we do have to file taxes.
It's an Olympic year. Oh,
fucking tax year! God damn it.
You see, I was mentioning it on Wafflebox. If you go to Wafflebox, listen to that podcast. But a couple of weeks ago, around the new year, enjoywafflebox.com. Did you see the trending topic on January 1st where people started posting their pictures and it was like page 1 of 365? And so I posted something. I was like, fuck me, like page 1 of 365 is trending on the first day of a 366-day year. We're off to a great start, people. And the comments I got, like people were so upset, like that. Like, they apparently leap years offend people. Apparently, no,
the fuck.
Who cares the next year? Everyone should. If you own a calendar, you should care. Fucking idiots.
Yeah. You ever heard time? Jeez. What are they doing the 29th of February? Probably forgetting what day it is.
Fucking heads probably explode. That's what's probably going to happen.
Idiots. They are.
There you go. So yeah, West Ham, great stuff. Brian Daboll, we still believe.
I was wearing that shirt the other day. Still got hope.
I guess we can wrap this up now. I think we've done well.
This is a good one though, man. Good one. Good to be back.
Good, top notch. I think we might. Should we do a second one this month? Next week? I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going on.
New parts of gravy. Do you know what I am kind of like? Claret and Big Blue gets the exclusive first podcast in Alex's new podcast room before Parts of Gravy. Oh, exclusive.
New pod room studio, dude. Got a new setup if you're watching the YouTube version. Go check it out.
And that Pasta Gravy podcast football helmet is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them. I got.
Well, how many did you have?
This guy Tim made us a bunch. So I have that one. I have this one. So this one has more of that kind of design on it. The other one has more of a 3-stripe kind of thing. I have another black one. It's right there, and then he went with more of a Texas A&M kind of PTG thing.
A TPG.
Well, that's like Texas A&M. That's what Texas A&M does. So it's past the gravy. So yeah,
the past gravy.
The whole little studio setup back here. You can't even see all that stuff. And then look, I got West Ham. I got Old Town Road. I got a cowbell. I got the Giants championship rings.
You got Eli Manning now.
A little Eli Manning. I got a Southern Star Bombshell Blonde thing. I have my Prison Mike prayer candle.
Wheezy judging us.
Wheezy made it back, yeah. I do have I need to put my well, this is just called Show and Tell with Claret and Big Blue, really. So it's fine.
Whatever. We haven't hung out for a while.
I missed it. I bought this bad boy. Remember when I cleaned out the shop?
Yeah, I remember that.
Gotta hang that boy up somewhere. Don't know where.
Maybe you could put that above the Giants hat. Because it kind of be symmetrical. Right there.
Well, also, so like I've got my curse skulls that I have right here. So I got some magnetic hooks. I think I might hang the West Ham banner right there, and then I can put the next one when we win Europa.
Oh,
right there.
And then when we win the Champions League next year,
just right, bam, bam, bam. Maybe I'll get like real banners to hang down. I should start doing that when our teams win championships. While I'm in this apartment, I'm just gonna buy actual banners that are like the full length that they would be in a stadium. So like it is draped from the ceiling to the floor, and it's a mess. They're just curtains.
Happen. Make it happen.
We'll see. We'll see.
But yes, a new Pass the Gravy comes out. What have you got on deck for the good people of the Gravy Gang?
So my notes say, is Rob Lowe trying to fuck the Atkins food he's talking about in those commercials?
He does love that Atkins. He talks like
fucking dumb.
He's too much passionate about a diet.
Milkshake. He's fucking that chocolate milkshake. Wanda Sykes is like, chill the fuck out, Rob Lowe. And I'm like, I'm on Wanda Sykes' side. I also wrote down during this podcast, British Ace Ventura. I'm gonna see what I can do with that. See what I can do with that.
You're gonna steal my
That's a funny bit though. We did do British Jackass before.
That was good.
We're gonna talk some playoffs. I might have to curse some people. I already teased. We have a new emo of the weeks about. I like updated Pass the Gravy like 4 times while we were doing this podcast because they're like, huh.
Well, I'm glad. Am I your muse?
We're basically just gonna rerun this podcast, but again. I just insert Robert and Pat into just like this podcast anyways. I'm like, and done. And we added Mike to the group.
Boom.
We're gonna talk about marathons and how I'm over marathons. Like, quit blocking shit off, dude. I'm done with marathons. And then we're gonna answer some questions. Tell you guys what's not cool. I got some shit from the cable companies trying to move and everything. It's a whole thing, and I'll get to tell you guys all about that on Pass the Gravy. What about Waffle Box? Enjoy wafflebox.com.
This week on Waffle Box, we talk about Joe Coy and his controversial Golden Globes appearance.
Do you love Joe Coy? Because it's kind of like a British, like, joke, oi.
I'm a big fan of Joe Coy. I do think he's very funny. I do think, and I was like reading, because I didn't watch the monologue, I'll be honest. But I read the jokes.
Watch a second.
So on Waffle Box, you get to see me reenacting his monologue. And I think it's pretty funny.
That's almost better.
And then we decide maybe I should host next year. That's good. That could be a thing. I could host.
Maybe you could come host the Gravies next year.
That could be a thing. That could be a thing. I could do a monologue.
You do the Joe Coy monologue at the Gravies.
Like word for word. I'll just do the same monologue for the Gravies.
And Taylor Swift is here. We're like, what?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll make it happen. And then my appearance fee will be very low because, mates rates, as we call it. And then we make fun of a 13-year-old boy for beating Tetris and getting way too excited. Nerd. Maybe he needs to go to the doctors. And then we talk about the pizza with too much cheese. And then Kush, so I go around. I have some theories about that might then the word bukkake might come up during that segment. That's is it like cheese bukkake? Maybe, I don't know. There was a few to decide, and then Kush reviews Nightcrawler and much more. So check that out at enjoywafflebox.com.
Do y'all take suggestions for what Kush reviews?
No, he's very he's anything else. I'm open to suggestions, but he watches his movie, like he goes to this movie theater and he takes it very seriously.
You need him to watch Saltburn. Watch Saltburn and just review that one as like a one-off. Because
is it like the fact that you're suggesting this? I'm kind of between two minds of like, is it good or is it so fucking weird that
sell him on it being really good? It's not. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. It's weird.
In a weird way, now I kind of want to watch it.
Don't though. Don't like Human Centipede, but not as bad. Like not as gross as Human Centipede. But like it's weird. It's just like murder, like weird stuff. I don't know. Tell him to check it out. It's a brand new movie I was talking about. And then he'll be like, this is fucking weird.
So it's a family movie. So check it out.
Watch with the whole family, Kush.
Yeah, bring the kids around. Bring the niece and nephews around. They'll enjoy it. But yeah, that's what. So yeah, follow us at CBB Pod on the social media networks. Blah blah blah. At X-Ray Middleton at Only Mike Fish. Anything else? I guess before we wrap up this show, it's a good show.
Fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Cowboys. Go everybody but them.
Speaking of it, before we sign off, there's another. I forgot to mention that. That's why this year wasn't so bad. last year when we made the playoffs and yada yada yada, we went 1-4-1 in the NFC East. This year, 3-3.
3-3. That's an improvement.
So
Baby steps.
So maybe it's not the end of the world. But yes, we'll wrap this week up. Until next week, maybe, probably, who knows. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Let's go to Peyton. He's going to break down that touchdown. Can't hear shit. Never mind.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.